as we tune into our breath. So breathe in for about 4 or 5 counts on the inhale through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in for about 4 to 5 counts and breathing out for about 4 to 5 counts. And then let's start to walk in place. This is a great way to stimulate the bottom of the feet. So we don't just do this because it's a form of exercise, but it stimulates the bottom of the feet, and which is so important. And as we get older, we lose that sensitivity. So we need to bring it in. Now you can be very, very gentle and let it go down slow, or you can let it go down with a little bit more speed and a little bit more of a touch there. Notice which part of your foot lowers first and last, and just kind of notice, does it go down flat? We could slow it down and go heel, ball, toe. Heel, ball, toe. Now we don't want to bang our heel, right? Don't bang your heel. Heel, ball, toe. Heel, ball, toe. Heel, ball, toe. And then let's lift the knee up and circle the ankle around and about. Now you can use your hand to help out. Circle the ankle. The ankle and the foot are connected. In yoga, we look above and below what we're trying, which part of the body we're focusing on. So ankle is super important to strengthen. It's the muscles around the ankle. We want to keep in alignment. So point the toes down and then flex them up towards your knee. Point them down, flex them up, point it down, flex it. Let's take the ankle over the thigh and use your knuckles of your opposite hand. So right leg, left knuckles. Make a little yoga fist. Let's circle the wrist here. Tell the hand we're getting ready to, when we need a little help from our hand to our foot, hand to foot. So open and close the fingers. We're waking up the hand. The hand has sensitivity. It also is stimulated by sensation and has points in the hand that connect to the rest of our body, just like our feet do. We know that from reflexology, that points of the foot reflect and are connected to different parts of the body. Now make your fist and take your knuckles, and I'm just showing you this. You can keep your foot rested and go up and down. Move the knuckles up and down and get into that area. This is another way to massage. And a lot of times feet get upset when the ligaments and the tendons are not touching into the arch. So you can even feel that, how it feels good to take your thumbs and push into the arch and give it a little massage. So you're really giving your foot tender, loving care. The feet are so important. They are the foundation of our body. No matter what practice we're looking at, the feet are so important with any of our yoga poses. And you can take your fingers and put them in between some toes. This is like the toe spacers. You might do a few fingers at a time. Maybe they don't all fit right away. So you could just do 1 or 2. Get in there, put your fingers in between, and maybe circle around a bit, and then move around to all 4 of the spaces. Another nice thing to do is the toes get sometimes our toes kind of claw up a bit. So you can give them a little traction and gently pull them. So hold on to the mounds, the bottom of your foot, the bottom mound here, and then take a grip on your big toe and lengthen it away from the foot. So there's a lengthening. And then the second one, my second toe tends to curve to the inside towards the other toes. So lengthening it gives it some traction and helps to straighten it out. And you'll feel a stretch there. Do it with each one of your toes. This is something you can do when you're kind of hanging out, watching your favorite program. And you'll notice some are more tender than others. And then let that go. And just notice now, after playing with the right foot, how does it feel different than the left? Because there is a different sensation. So notice what that is. In fact, you might even stand. You might push down, do our chair pose, and then stand to notice, how does the foot feel different? How does this leg feel different? And then exhale and lower back down. Do the other side. If you have a ball, then go ahead and massage it like so. If you have a tennis ball, pinky ball, or some type of exercise ball, you can roll it. The other thing you can use, by the way, is a weight. You can use a weight like this and roll on it, just to show you. If you didn't have a ball, you could do something like this. Oscar's wondering what I am doing. And then let's lift this knee up towards us and circle the ankle around and about. Maybe use your hand to help. And you don't have to use your hand, but if it would be helpful, then go for it. And then point the toes downward, away from the knee, and then pull them up towards the knee. Point down, pull up. Point down, pull up. You can use your hand to lengthen and pull it back up. Then we're going to place the ankle on the thigh gently in front of us and place fingers in between toes. So placing fingers in between toes, and this foot could be completely different. Sometimes one foot is tighter than the other. We're asymmetrical and we walk differently on each foot. And then kind of move your fingers around once they're in there, and you'll notice, like that for me, the pinky and the one next to it, the fourth toe, that one feels a little bit tighter. And then make your fist. So make your knuckles and circle it. So put the thumb on the inside and then curl your fingers around and then circle the knuckles and the wrist around and about. That should feel good. You can't ignore these important joints. And then take the knuckles and massage. Make a long line with each of your knuckles down your foot. And then go ahead and give each toe a little traction by pulling it away. We're gentle with this, right? We're holding on to the base of the toe. So you're giving it traction, pulling it, holding it firm one way and then pulling away from you. I trust you be gentle, gentle, gentle. And then let that go. And now notice how both feet feel as you place them down. Let's circle around on our hips. We don't want to ignore other parts of the body. As we do this, we start to loosen up the lower back and feel our sitting bones on the chair. Our sitting bones, by the way, are like feet at the base of our spine, the base of our torso. And then let's open up our feet into horsey pose or goddess pose, whichever you choose to call it, and push your toes down intentionally into the earth. Push the toe pads downward and notice how the muscles in this, there's small muscles at the bottom of your foot, they activate. And you may, because some of you feel numb, may not feel it right away. But I guarantee you, if you were to touch it, you would feel that they're activating, and then release it and let it go. I guess I'm putting myself out there saying I guarantee it. Let's lift our toes up, spread them. You can spread your fingers at the same time. And then exhale, push the toes down. You're pushing the toe pads down in the mounds of your feet. Feel your heel press down as well. Notice how the muscles in your leg activate. Release, let that go. Lift the toes. Spread them. Notice I'm not looking at them. That will do no good. Will do no good. It does take time for the message to get from here to there. So we have to be patient. No reason to really look. Feel, feel, feel. Imagine space between each of your toes. Exhale, push the toe pads down. Push them down. Notice as you push your toe pads down, your heel down, your belly engages. Feel your belly engage. Now, let's push the mountains down and lift the heels up. So our knees lift, our heels lift, and then as you lower the heels down, keep pushing down through the mounds of the toes. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, heels lower. We're going slow so we can really feel the muscles and the joints moving. Inhale, heels lift. And exhale, heels lower. Bring your arms forward, interlace your fingers, push the palms away. That's it. We are tall. Then lift one elbow, then the other. Swim the elbows higher and higher and higher and higher. And then open the arms and release them down to your thighs. Bring your right shoulder towards the left. Circle it up and back. Left shoulder towards the right. Circle it up towards your ear and back. And then interlace your fingers. Push the palms away. Swim one elbow, then the other upwards towards the sky. You might even notice a stretch in your belly as you do this. Then spread your fingers, push your fingertips away from each other and up towards the sky as you flex your wrists. Curl your fingers under towards your wrists. Inhale, lift the fingers up, push the palms away. Lift your arms skyward and exhale, side bend towards your right. Now you can always take one arm down or keep both up. That's your choice. Your choice. There's always choices. Now, as you take your side bend, push your toe pads down on your feet. Feel your sitting bones on the chair. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do the other side. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, side bend towards your left. Feel your ribs pull back a little bit. You can always bend your elbows. So the elbows are over the ears or surrounding the ears. Breathe in and breathe out through the nose. Press down through your feet. Rise up. Hands at your heart. Let's move one foot back to neutral and the other one, we're back to mountain pose. Find cat pose by rounding your spine, taking your chin towards your chest, and then inhale, lift up, take your arms out towards the side, lift your heart. Exhale, round, hands to knees or thighs, chin to chest. Feel the shoulder blades spreading. Inhale, lift up, take your arm bones wide and back behind you, shoulder blades come together. Exhale, we round, curl in. Inhale, we open up, heart rising, collarbone rising, big smile across the collarbone. Come back to center, release. Now we're going to shift our hips towards the right and hold on to the side of the chair. The right foot is, and the thigh is off the side of the chair. Make sure you feel balanced. I still got both sitting bones pretty much on there. And then holding on, take your right foot and curl it down towards the earth. Now, if you know that you cramped you can place a blanket here. So the blanket's here and it's giving a little soft cushion for the top of the foot to press down into. And this is, we're pointing the foot, we're also, so it's pointing backwards. It looks like this when it's up. And this is stretching the front of the ankle. And you might do a few little taps, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. If you cramp up, step it down and release it. Maybe massage the back of the thigh a little bit and then go back in. So holding on to the side of the chair and taking the top of the foot and giving it little bouncies. Now sit up tall as you do this. Breathe in and breathe out. And then step it down. Now we're going to now turn to the left to stretch this leg. So I'm going to bring the blanket along. You could have a block too. That might be helpful, or a few blankets or pillows. I'll show you what I mean. But so we're turning now to the left. Both knees are facing that way. Then scooch yourself towards the edge of the chair, hold on to the back of the chair, and then take the outside foot and leg down. Now, if your knee doesn't touch down, that's where the block could come in handy. You can see that mine does. But this is what it would look like. You can use a block, a blanket, or both. And we've got this cushion. And we're going to take our ribs back, and that's going to help stretch this area. We're also getting an ankle stretch at the same time. We may lift our outside arm up. That's a possibility. Relax the shoulder down as the arm lifts. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe you take the arm out to the side, then lift it back up and take a side bend now towards your left. So inhale, open it up, and then lift it up, exhale into your side bend, and then lower the arm down. Maybe you take, a little bug. You take your hand to your hip, bring the ribs back. Now, you can curl these toes under as well. So that's going to stretch the bottom of the foot. It's actually going to activate the arch a little bit. And then feel the difference. This is now, when we curl those toes under, it's activating the leg muscles more. And perhaps you lift the arm up. You might open it out to the side and lift it back up. And then release it down. We can find a twist here too. You might take your hand to the outside of the left thigh. We lift tall. The twist is coming from the navel, from the belly up. So our rib, the thoracic spine is what's turning, and then the head turns last without cranking it. And then let's come back to center. Step the left foot to meet the right. And come back to mountain pose, and we'll do the other side. So hopefully you felt a little bit of a stretch here. If you feel any cramping, come out, massage it, and go back in when you're ready. So now we're going to move our hips towards the left side, take our top of our ankle down, and maybe do a little bit of tapping as we lengthen the front of the ankle. Tap, 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 long spine, breathe in. Breathe out, and you can hold it for a little bit and then play with how much the knee angles down. You could put a block under your knee or another blanket or pillow, and then breathe in and breathe out. And as you angle this down and you take your ribs back, you may feel a little bit of a stretch there. And then we're going to lift the knee back up and place it down. And now we're going to turn towards the other way so that we can get the thigh on this side and a little side bending and twisting. So here we go. We're going to take this knee downwards, And if you need, put a block underneath your knee. Sometimes you need a blanket on the chair to lift your hips up a bit. Then we're going to have the top of the foot down at first and just feel that. Pull the ribs back. If the ribs are forward like this, you probably will, most likely, you will not get a stretch in the front of the thigh. So we have to sit tall as though you had a block on the top of your head and it was balanced there. And we lift an arm up. We open it out to the side. We lift it back up. Let's find a side bend. Notice I'm holding onto the back of the chair. That's to help with balance. Then open the arm up. Let's lift it again. Find another side bend. Lift it back up. Release it down to your hip and curl the toes under if that suits you. The heel is up now. The toes are curling under. And hug your legs towards each other. Feel the leg muscles activate. It's a different feeling than when we had the top of the foot down. Arm lifts. Reach tall, relax shoulders, and exhale, take your side bend. Open it back wide. Let's find a twist. Taking the left arm outside the right thigh. Grow tall once again. Now this will intensify the stretch, by the way, on the thigh. Then we're twisting towards the right. Head following, or neck following spine, head following spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel the sensation. Inhale back to forward gaze. Spine is neutral. Step the left foot to meet the right. And let's turn back to forward. Notice how your body is feeling now. And we're going to move towards some standing poses. If you have that ball or a block, bring it with you. And we'll go over some of these different exercises with the ball or the block after we practice heel lifts. So this is going to be a balance sequence, and it helps our feet and our ankles and our legs. So either one. Let's start, make sure that you're not going to trip on this stuff. So put it to the side, come up, come towards the back of the chair, because you're going to put your hands on the back of the chair. Unless you have a wall, you can use a wall. You can use a fireplace ledge or counter. Feet are parallel. Push the toe pads down into the earth. Feel the center of your heels press down. And notice as you do that, you may feel the bottom muscles on your feet activate. And you'll also feel your belly tone. Let's take a breath in and a breath out, and inhale and lift your heels up. Known as Barbie foot. Anybody seen the Barbie movie? And then exhale and slowly lower down. Now we know that Barbie foot, walking around on those heels, is not a wonderful thing for the body or the feet or the hips or posture. It's very tough on the body, but all for beauty. Inhale, heels rise up, and then exhale and slowly lower them down. Now, we're going to take either the ball or the block and place it in between your feet. I'm going to face this way so you can see me. But so the ball can go right in between your heels, or you can lift it up a little bit so it goes into the knuckle of the ankles. You want to be able to hug it in. Probably best if it's down towards the earth. See how I'm hugging that in. Hug it, hug it, hug it. Now, I'll show it with the block so you can see that too. And so here's the block in between my feet. Now I'm going to hug the block and really focus on the ankles hugging in. You could do, I suppose, do something like this too, where the front of the foot is not pushing in, but either way. And then, so we're hugging in. Now, inhale and lift your toes and spread them. Make sure the knees are soft back there. They don't need to lock. Hard for the muscles to activate when locked. Then push the toes down. Now we're going to inhale and lift our heels about 1/3 of the way. Then hug the ankles into that block or ball. Push the big toe across the mounds of the toes down again. And then lift your heels a little bit more. Hug the ankles or the heels into the ball. Now you can face the chair. I'm facing this way so that you can see better. And then we're going to exhale and lower down. So I'll show you a side view and I'll show you it with the ball. We're hugging this ball near the ankles and heels. Our feet are parallel. We are in mountain pose. Let's inhale and lift the toes up, spread them, place them down. Push the toe pads down. Now hug your ankles into the ball or the block and inhale, lift about 1/3 of the way up. Then push your toe pads down again, hug the block a little bit more with your ankles, your heels pulling in towards each other, almost like your heels are going to go underneath the block or the ball. You're going to feel a toning in your hips. You should feel super strong. Muscles are activating in your legs. And we're going to exhale and slowly lower down. And notice how your body feels now. Let's do it one more time. Block or ball. Inhale, toes rise, spread them, lower them down, and push the toe pads down. Hug the block. Inhale, lift halfway. Then push the toe pads down again. Hug the block or the ball. Lift to your highest. Find a spot to stare at and breathe. Hugging the ankles and the heels in towards the ball. You're going to feel your buttocks tone. Breathe in, breathe out. You're probably feeling your pelvic floor tone and your belly tone. Exhaling, slowly lower down. Release. Put this to the side so you don't trip on it. And let's walk ourselves back towards a wall dog. You could have the back of the chair or the seat of the chair facing you for this. Feet are parallel. Knees are bent. Sitting bones are pushing back. Inner thighs are pressing back and wide. Then pull your ribs upwards or towards the back of your shirt and your belly pulls in. Try to straighten your legs, keeping that lower back from rounding upwards. Breathe in, breathe out. If your lower back does this, then bend your knees again and stay to the point where you can keep your lower back curve engaged, belly toning. And let's walk back in towards the chair. And notice how your body is feeling now. Let's do some lunging. I like to face the seat of the chair for the lunges, but you can do either way. And we're going to use all these principles as we do our lunges. So let's start. Hands on the side of the chair. Right foot's forward, left is back, heel is up. Take a nice lunge so that your knee is over your front heel. Back heel is up. If for some reason you don't like it up, then put it down because that's a warrior one stance and it's fine. You'll get a stretch in your calf no matter what. And let's pulse the back foot a little bit. Inhaling, lifting heel, exhale, lowering if you have your heel lifted. Breathe in and breathe out. Now really focus on pulling this right hip back. Maybe come up onto your fingertips and pull your belly in and up. If it feels available to you, you might lift one arm and then place it down. Maybe lift both arms, but that's a maybe. That's a maybe. And then place the fingertips down And then let's keep this front knee soft and step the left foot to meet the right. And rise on up, back to mountain pose. Other side. So left foot is forward, right leg is back. Let's just pulse the heel up and down as long as that's available to you. Either that or angle the heel downward and skip this lifting heel up and down. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice how as you lower it, you're feeling a stretch through the back of the calf. So that's wonderful. But even if your heel is down, you're still probably feeling some stretch there. And you can hold it static or dynamic moving. Then let's play with a little bit of balance here. So coming to your fingertips, adjusting your stance if need be, pull your belly in, pressing the back thigh straight without locking, and maybe lifting one hand. It's a maybe. You can stay right here. Pull the belly in. Maybe one hand lifts, maybe both do. We're hugging legs towards each other and then exhale, lower it down. Let's step the right foot to meet the left. Both feet are coming towards each other, about hip distance apart. Rise up. Notice how your body feels now. By the way, when we're doing Barbie foot, this is what tends to happen. When heels are placed, we get this arch, which we don't want, and that's not good for posture, which is why those Barbie heels, they're really tough stuff. I know people look nice in them. So now let's do warrior one pose, and from warrior one, we'll go to warrior two. So one foot forward and then opposite foot back. I'm going to show you that we're going to open it up. So it's going to look like this. Here's warrior one. Here's warrior two. So we're going to do that transfer. So you're facing the chair. You're going to open up wide to the opposite side that your knee is bent. So it looks like this. Here's warrior one. Back heel is angling. Front knee is over heel. The feet can be like you're on railroad tracks. You don't want to be in a balance beam. So in other words, keep your feet a little wider. Then, with knee over heel, pull the ribs back, find something to stare at. Now press your toe pads down into the mat and maybe lift one arm, maybe both. Either way, this is warrior one position. How is it different than the lunge we were doing? The lunge before was lower and the heel was up. This is pure warrior one. Now we're going to switch to warrior two. So you're going to open up your hips towards the wide way of the mat. If you're on a mat, you can see how it opened up. So before I was facing that way, now I'm facing wide and the hips are open. The knee is still over the heel or ankle. And now the toes of the back foot are opening towards the front of the mat. And I like to bring them in a little bit for balance. You are then pushing your back foot away. Your legs are strong, so push them down. Feel your toe pads press down. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you take your arms into T. You could have one hand on the chair for sure, or open both out. This is warrior two. And breathe in. And breathe out. And then let's take all 10 toes forward and slowly walk your feet back to neutral, and maybe alternate bending one and straightening one just to kind of get that out. And you might even just let your arms flop a little bit, let it go. And let's do the other side. So opposite foot is going forward. And we're going to start with our warrior one stance. So for warrior one, we're squaring off facing the chair. Take one leg back, opposite one, knee is over ankle or heel. Adjust the back foot so the heel is down Unless this is not accessible for you, then the heel's going to come up. Now, widening the stance by walking your front foot over a little bit to the right or the back foot a little bit to the left will help you widen the stance. Then both hands are on the chair, pull the ribs back. Find a spot to stare at as you breathe. Push your toe pads down to the front foot, push your toe pads down to the back foot. Take a breath in and a breath out. Feel how your feet are activating when you press those toe pads down. Maybe you lift one arm, maybe you lift the other arm, or maybe you lift both. This is warrior one. Breathe in, breathe out. You can always bring your hands back to the chair. Now we're going to open it to warrior two. Warrior two, we're shifting our hips now. They're facing the long way of the mat. The knee comes over the ankle. Breathe in. Breathe out. The back toes, this block is blocking it. The back toes can angle in a little bit towards your belly. You're pushing the heel away. Oscar's in a deep sleep right now. Then one hand's on the chair. Maybe you take the back arm and lengthen it out from the shoulder, from the heart. Our shoulders are over our hips. And maybe you lift the front arm. These are all maybes, gazing over the front arm or shoulder. Warrior two. This is warrior two. And then let's come back to neutral and take a little break. That's a lot of work in the legs. So notice how we're working from bottom to top all the way. Let's feel this whole root to rise. We haven't talked about it in just a little bit. And you know I love talking about root to rise. I'm building a little heat. The warrior poses will build heat. That's what they do. The standing poses build heat. This is tough stuff. This is not for just hanging out, right? This is tough stuff. So push down through your feet, your toe pads and your heels. And let's feel the energy as you push down. Lift up. You're pushing down. The energy is lifting up through your legs, up through your spine, up through your crown. And maybe you lift one arm up towards the sky or both. Now, with both arms up, maybe you interlace your fingers and push the palms up. As you push up with your palms, you're pressing down with your feet. Push down with your feet and up with your palms. Notice that the ribs are jutting forward and pull them back and then lift back up once again. Let's release the interlace like you're going to step your palms onto the ceiling. Imagine you're doing handstand. So handstand is not just about arm bone strength. It's about rooting to rise through the palms, pressing into the ceiling. Well, here into the ceiling. When we're upside down, pushing into the earth. Same concept, root to rise. You can tell everybody you did handstand today. Exhale, release your arms down. Notice how your body feels. You can even play with handstand lying down. The idea is that we are hugging into our center. We're imagining that root to rise concept through our body with whatever is touching down. Let's do a forward fold now, a sun salute, paying attention to our feet. So we're going to start by lifting arms upward. Exhale, bring thread through the heart. Now maybe one hand is on the chair. Soften the knees. Take the torso downward and stop when you start to feel a stretch in your spine or your legs. You can have your hands on your thighs or down towards your shins, or maybe you've got a block here. Release the head and the jaw. Now with your feet pushing down, feel the energy charge up your legs. And as the energy charges up your legs, lengthen your spine forward, pushing feet down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart. Notice how your body feels. So it was that same root to rise concept in all of these poses. Let's play with triangle with root to rise and really paying attention to our feet. So point your toes towards the chair, open up wide stance. You can always have the back of the chair if that's better for your balance. Push your feet down and your toe pads down. Notice how your legs are activating. You can have your hands at your hips, or maybe one hand comes to the chair. Pushing feet down, feel the energy up through your legs. Let's circle this top shoulder up and back. I'm on my fingertips, so we don't want to dump down into the chair. Keep up on your fingertips, tone your belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe you take the upper arm towards the sky. Now, as you push down through the back foot, feel a little bit more weight towards the outside of the foot. You'll feel energy charge up your leg. We're going to push down through both feet to rise back up. Maybe hands to your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. And you can imagine as you exhale that you're sending the energy down into the earth. And then right after the end of the exhale, you inhale and you feel that energy lift up through your body. Maybe you're feeling a lot of energy because it was a super moon last night. I must be. I feel it. I feel it. Notice if you feel it in your body. All right, we're going to tip down now towards the chair for our triangle pose once again, because it's always nice to do it more than once. You can always soften and bend this front knee, this knee, the right one facing the chair. Maybe the arm comes up. Maybe it stays at your hip. Roll the shoulder to your ear and back. Breathe in. Breathe out to push down now to rise up. Take all 10 toes forward and walk your feet back towards each other. Notice how your body's feeling. Let's walk in place a little bit. Just walking in place. You can pick your knees up, more of a marching band. You can swing your arms if that's available to you. Opposite knee and arm are forward, swinging it. Yeah, you can go up. You can go out. You can go up and out and alternate it. Get that movement and flow and blood moving. And then stop and let's do triangle other side. I don't know how you're sleeping through all this, Oscar. You're quite talented at that. Let's turn the toes towards the chair. I didn't mean to disturb you. We're pushing our feet down. We'll feel our hips tone and our leg bones, the muscles around our leg bones tone. And our hips are going to go towards the right as our fingertips go towards the chair. Now, you can keep your hands at the leg instead of the chair if that feels okay for you, if it's okay for your balance. Push your toes down on the front foot and push your foot down on the back foot. You'll notice most of the weight's going to go towards the outside of the foot, the pinky toe side of the foot, and then push your heel away and feel that. Roll the top shoulder up and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you push your feet down, lifting perhaps the upper arm skyward. Skyward. Like somebody is taking their hand around your wrist and lifting you even higher. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to push down. And as we push down, we rise up. Take both hands to the hips. With your hands on your hips, push the energy from your hips down through your legs into your feet. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's find triangle one more time. Fingertips towards chair. Notice it's not palm into chair, because we're just gonna dump down. We want to keep our spine at this diag and our and our core engaged. These obliques are engaging the side core muscles. And then shoulders up and back, top shoulder. Maybe you lift the arm. Maybe take the arms long and wide. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's inhale, rise up and take all 10 toes forward, keeping your feet wide. One or both hands at your hip, maybe one's on the chair, because we're going to start to bend our knees, take our shoulders forward, our sitting bones back. So you can have the one hand on your hip, draw the shoulder up and back, or both hands on your hips. Bend your knees, sitting bones are back and wide. They're pressing back as your heart moves forward. You can imagine that you're pushing or you can kind of do it energetically, push your hip crease back as you straighten your legs, but maybe not all the way, because remember, we're keeping that lower back curve engaged in our body. Pull the ribs back. That's our core engaging. Press down, rise up. Bring your feet together. Notice how your body feels now. Notice how your body feels now. If you want to sit, you can. We'll do a few little neck releases, but you can sit or stand. It's always your choice. And so we're in mountain pose. Shoulders on, let's circle the shoulders. Oh, that always feels good. Circle the shoulders. You've been working hard. You want to make sure that we don't transfer tension into the upper body. Nope, we don't want to do that. And then reverse it. So up, forward, down, and back. Up, forward, down, and back. And then come back to center. We've got that carrot on the end of our nose. Make a few circles clockwise. And your eyes can close or be open. And then do it the other way. And come back to neutral. And I'm going to have a seat. You certainly are welcome to stand or sit. And keep with your shoulders neutral. Let's drop the right ear down towards the right shoulder. You can also massage the neck as you drop it. Use your knuckles again, very gently lengthening downward towards the collarbone. Just kind of lengthening down. And you can also use your fingers very gently here. It's as though your head's going to push into your fingers rather than your fingers pushing into your head. And then inhale and lift the head back up. And notice how the body feels, how the neck feels. And then let's do the other side. So dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder. I'm feeling a little bit more of a stretch on this side. Information for me, I probably slept differently last night. And then maybe you do a little massaging on the side. You can use your finger pads or your knuckles. Just going downward. And it's information too. If these feel like stringy cords, that means it's really tight there. Feels like stringy cords. And then you might take your hand to the top of the head and give it just a little gentle suggestion of this stretch. And then when you're ready, inhale and lift the head back up. Notice how your body feels. Let's turn our head towards, we're using our neck muscles, towards the right. Maybe close your eyes. Breathe in for a count of 4. And breathe out for a count of 4. Inhale, take the nose back to center. And gaze over the opposite shoulder. Soften the gaze by closing the eyes or a half gaze. Breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 4. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, nose back to center. Notice how your body is feeling now. Let's take a final twist. Bringing the left hand outside the right thigh and the hand behind the chair or the diag. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come to center, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Now we're going to do a twist with our left elbow towards the right. Maybe open up the arms into this twist. You can push your arm against the thigh. Inhale, come back to center. Twist the other way. Right hand outside, left thigh, left hand behind you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale to center, heart to center. Take your right elbow towards your left as you find this twist. And then maybe open up your arms into a T. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come to center. Relax the backs of your hands on your thighs. Relax your breath, release control. Maybe you put your feet up on an ottoman or chair in front of you, or table that's okay to put your feet on. And just relax from the bottom of your feet, your ankles, your lower legs, your knees and upper legs. You might just let them flop open. Feel the weight of your hips on the chair. Feel your breath. Belly expanding and softening. Feel your heart. Breathe in and out. Arms relaxing in your lap. And feel your elbows against the sides of your body. Feel the head above your spine, your neck spine. Notice where the tongue rests in your mouth. Feel the body breathing. Relax the skin and the muscles on your face. Feel the body as a pool of sensation. Feel the pulse of your breath. Perhaps you can feel your heartbeat. Bring yourself into this, what we call heart coherent state, with this breath of breathing in and out from the heart for about a count of anywhere from 4 to 6 on the inhale and 4 to 6 on the exhale. And as you do that, you can think about something that you have care, emotion, love, appreciation for as you breathe in and out. Feel the sensation of this positive emotion throughout your body. Stay as long as you'd like in this resting, heart coherent state. The more you practice this, the more you bring your emotions, your mind, your physical body into this balanced emotional place to just be. We'll bring our palms in front of our heart as we express gratitude for our time together in support of the Michigan Parkinson Foundation. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here for any questions